Hi, so I wanted to share my experience microblading because I know I was super nervous about getting it and I went through a ton of YouTube videos myself, but there were certain things that after I had my experience that I didn't see in other videos that I figured I would share. I'm not wearing any makeup right now. Just to go straight forward, I think microblading is worth it. I've had mine for about 8 or 9 months now, and I'll show you if you zoom like up close. You can kind of see from here this little, like this is actually where my eyebrow hair ends, and then this is where the tattoo or like the pigmenting of the microblading happened. As you can see, I haven't trimmed or soaped my brows, but like from far away, I can't really tell, and I'm very happy with it. I love going to the gym and like exercising, and even when I sweat, my eyebrows still exist and I don't wipe it and I see my eye makeup on there like horrified. I got mine done by Eyebrows by Sharon, and I think it's really important to know your skin type and your face shape. So I have pretty oily, acne-prone skin. And I think there really is a difference between, Asian skin, maybe olive skin tones, darker skin tones, not just because of their color, but how thick like the epidermis and dermis layers are. I'm very happy with it, but it didn't start out that way. I wanted it to be as natural as possible, so I insisted only on doing microblading. Now, there's two types of microblading techniques. So what we all know as microblading is actually using a scalpel, kind of like the ones that people use to like take off like their first layer of skin or like hair that I've seen on TikTok. It's a little blade, and then they dip the pigment and they actually cut these little hair-like strokes. I thought it looked very natural. It pulled off, with my skin and everything. So I was really adamant on just doing that. And honestly, I'm very low maintenance. I don't care to have these like thick, voluminous eyebrows. I just wanted my brows to be a little bit wider so that when I smile, like it's a bit more proportional and frames my whole face a bit better. So when I even asked the brow artist if they could just microblade that end, and she was like, no, you're crazy. So we only did the blading part. The other option is microshading, or what they call ombre powder. And it's kind of like using a tattoo machine needle, but instead of using ink, which fades into green, they use pigment, which then fades into brown. Or at first I was like, I don't want to do that because it looks more natural to do the hair-like strokes. When I first got it, I thought, okay, this is pretty cute. And then there was this whole month that I did not sweat. I didn't go to the gym, and I was getting ready for a pageant. So that was kind of a bummer that I couldn't intensely train as I usually did and sweat myself. I love going to like saunas and taking warm showers. I even put like these crazy white Band-Aids all over my eyebrows. And constantly put Aquaphor on it. And when it peeled off, it was so embarrassing. I would part my hair in the middle like this and like try to hide the ends of my eyebrows, because towards the end, when I did the micro blading with just the scalpel, it pretty much all disappeared or peeled away. And I was mortified and I could not believe it. And then when I did the retouching, it was almost like redoing my brows all over again. So I think this is really important if you have oily skin. I don't know if this is like an Asian thing. This is maybe just a thing that I have. But please be aware that you can't just do the hair-like strokes with the scalpel blade. I followed all the rules and I still peeled off, unfortunately. And that was on me. I was very insistent on only doing the hair-like strokes. I didn't see anywhere that people said, their strokes disappeared or like their skin faded away. So when I did my retouch, it was only the ombre powder with the tattoo needle. And I was a little scared it wouldn't look very natural, but it was through that it actually lasted. So she went through multiple passes, I think, whereas people with thinner skin, maybe more fair skin, it's a bit easier, maybe 1, 2, 3 times going through, it already seeps past the epidermis into the dermal layer like a tattoo. Whereas with my skin, it she had to constantly do it until it really got in there, because as we saw with my initial one, it just kind of peeled away. So once I went through that 1 month again of, you know, no sweating, no hot showers, no lots of sunscreen, lots of Aquaphor, no retinol. So I was a little impatient, but it was totally worth it because, again, it's been 8 or 9 months now, and I already feel like it's a return on investment. I used to spend 15 minutes in the morning just trying to like measure, because as you could see from up close, my eyebrow hairs naturally fall a little downward, and then I would just droop them a little bit lower, and I like it being a little bit lifted because it gives that whole like, I don't want to say cat eye, but I just feel like it lifts my face up a little bit more. So I'm super happy with microblading. Couldn't recommend it enough. Micro shading. If you're Asian though, or have oily skin, I would recommend going for micro shading and not microblading. Maybe do both, like the blade and shade method. But for me, like any sort of hair-like strokes, all peeled away. So hope that helps. Good luck if you're doing this, and let me know if you have any questions.